Hello, hello. Hey guys, welcome to another Daily 5. I feel like it's been a long time since I did one, but I don't think it's been that long. Maybe a few weeks. But anyhow, welcome back. If it's your first time, we are doing the Daily 5 challenge. And the prompt of the day is Golden Heart. Now, I created the illustration that you see on the screen right now. Almost as a warm-up. Hi to Linto on Instagram. Hi guys. And hello to Great Brown 313 from India. How is it in India? I'm assuming it's probably as warm as here. I'm in Thailand right now. Although this is kind of the rainy season still a little bit. It's kind of coldish today. And coldish means like 25 degrees. That's just amazing. So yeah, if you want to participate with me, you're able to see the prompt list at two places in the Discord community called the Tribe. You'll find links for all of these great stuff in bios and whatnot. I want to say hi to Los Tercios. Hi from Venezuela. So you'll find that, and or on Instagram, I pinned the list. And so yeah, today I'll be doing the prompt Golden Heart. I did that. It was amazing. It was really fun. I love to paint gold. And today I thought I'm going to do two things. I'm going to paint this just small heart right here. If you're on Instagram, you don't see it. It's this one right there. As a warm-up, which I'll talk my way through at the same time. So it's going to act as a mini tutorial. If you want to try to paint gold. So yeah, if you want to see that, hi to Cozy Potato Art. Thank you guys for joining live. So yeah, let's jump right in, right? If you have any questions, I'm trying to keep an eye on both chats. So don't be shy. Just ask your questions away. Jeffrey. How you doing? I'm going to show you while I draw my alien. That sounds good. Sounds good. Be sure to post it in the community afterwards. I would love to see it. Don't be scared to tag my name. You actually can do that in the tribe, so I don't miss it. Making sure I see everything. All right. Hi everybody. Have a love. Thanks for joining live. Adolfo. Sorry, I'm going from one screen to another one because I got both chats. Political cartoon. Hi guys. All right, so let me jump real quick. I'll show you how I would approach this. So first thing first, I'm going to fill the color. You can pick it up from like your color palette, color wheel or whatever. Or sometimes I start by picking it directly on the illustration. I'm going to try with the color palette here. I need something saturated and dark. That's not quite there. Maybe that's better. So yeah, you start with a flat color. It helps you with both having things grouped, but also just having the right color will help you. And then these days I like to aim for just shapes. So I'm going to look at, I'm going to bring the heart on the screen. Whoops, that's not the right one. This one right there. So you guys see it on Instagram as well. And what I want to try to do is, I'm going to lock pixels on that. I'm going to try to just put shapes to it. So kind of, yeah, I'm just gonna go with it. Maybe it's a little bit more orange. Then I'm going to use a lasso tool. I got that shape. kind of like this. Using the saffron brush, I might add a little bit of this. And then hard edge brush. Let's see. Like, you don't have to have the exact colors to start making sense. You'll see as I get closer, I'm hoping, it's going to start making more sense. Basically metals and thing of the sword. I think I'm painting the little oranges that you have in there. They're the reflection of the environment. So ultimately what you're painting is just what's all around it. So I'm gonna make selections, and like there's a bit of black here, there's definitely a bit of black there. So that's gonna get darker, so let's put it darker. Then there's another shape, kind of like this. It doesn't have to be perfectly matching the reference, and it's still going to make sense. It's not a face, you know, like when you paint a face from a reference picture, if the face, the proportions are not, you know, matching your reference, it's going to show right away, and ultimately will be an outlier of the portrait. But when it comes to like objects, you have a little bit of loose, I feel. So I'm just painting like patches here and there. I'm just gonna push some of the shapes, make selection using the soft round brush. If you have questions, guys, I'll come back to the chat in a second. It's important to try to catch the saturation changes, like the hue shift. Like there's a bit of saturation in this corner here. I'm adding some more orange, a little bit more orange there. And then you have like some more orange right here. There's a bunch of details in that orange. I'm going to ignore the detail to just put that color. There's a bit of color here. There's a bit of color there. And then, yeah, like there's a rim of black here. There's a bit of that color there. Yeah. I think it's already pretty much there. And I think that's a pretty good warm-up. Now, if I were to finish this, I would probably paint on top of it with like to make disappear the lines and everything, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. It's just a warm-up. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to use the smudge tool at a few places maybe, but there. Hopefully you saw that. From a reference, if you focus on shapes, even the complex metal, you'll be able to do. Then a heart like this is a little bit easier than what I did here, for example. But it's kind of the same thing, you know. Like there's like the zones, that zone of dark, then there's a zone of like pale, and then there's like the orange saturation. And if you put those in places, and then you have like the shape here that it's like a sphere or a cylinder, I mean, and then there's like these shapes in there, and that's doesn't have to be more complicated than this. I think I saw some stuff passing on the chat. Let me just go back. Hard to put the reflection on the environment, says Avalav. Yeah, the more complex the scene is, the harder it will be. That's why you need to start by doing small things like this one, you know, like the more you're going to get comfortable with smaller things, I think the easiest is going to be to do bigger things, because really like environments and all complex things, they're just a bunch of small things together, close by each other. So it's about knowing how to do it on a small thing and then being able to extrapolate to a bigger thing. Political cartoon. I was thinking about your art the other day. Funny, I was wondering, the soft round brush you use that a lot. Every time I did digital, I use tons of different brushes. It seemed to be your favorite. It's not my favorite. It's just here's the thing. Like, to be able to convey form, and to play with I don't know what that is. To play with like gradients and rendering and all of that. Having a soft round brush really helps because it does it automatically with a brush stroke. So that's one of the reasons. All right, let's jump into the illustration. I did started a quick sketch. I thought it would be funny to kind of make a, like, the heart that I just did. Where is it? The heart that I just did, and kind of use it as a base to create a portrait with it. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to do it, so this is going to be an experiment. But I thought that could be fun. So I'll be able to use my warm-up heart here and kind of shape it there. And what I'll do is I'm going to try to, I don't know, move things around. And this is where it gets complicated because I have to do it from imagination. And I usually play it safe on these lives because nobody likes to fail in public. But yeah, no, I feel good today, so we'll try. Yeah. So there's the heart. I already have like a base. I'm gonna use this portrait as a reference for the people on Instagram. I'm looking at this portrait. I'm gonna try to introduce those shapes in there. But before I do so, let's just make sure I have a base for the skin and the clothings. It's kind of in the pink zone, so yeah. So if you want to participate in the Daily 5 and you feel that this is too push for you, the idea of the Daily 5 is not to, to go crazy like this necessarily. You can, for today, for example, for the golden heart, you can just do a golden heart like I did as a reference, right, this one. And that's enough to participate. You don't have to go further than this. I'm gonna put the background in pink and see how that looks. And hi Masab, good morning, India. So yeah. Hey Jeffrey. By failure means you're learning? Yes, every failure is a lesson, indeed. But yeah, if you don't try, like, there's an expression that says you miss 100% of the chances you don't take, something like that. So that's my mentality here. Let's just see how we can do this. I should have separated those two. I'll do it again in a minute. I really want to participate in the live stream. but it starts at 7 a.m. for us here in India. Yeah, you know, I'm totally aware that it's always hard to accommodate all the time zones. I know if you're in America right now, it's the opposite. It's super late for them. But unfortunately, with my new reality of a father, I cannot do these at night or in different times. So I'm doing my best with the time that I have. Yeah. But yeah, nothing stops you from just watching now and do it later. By the way, the prompt list is about playing cards this month. So we're playing with like that theme. So hearts, clubs, spade, diamonds, like the suits of the cards, as well as queen, kings, and jacks and whatever. And it got me super inspired. I think I'm going to end up doing myself a deck of card. Like I feel like it's going to be a nice project. I want to do that probably next year, I guess, but I might start this year. All right. Comes the time to see if I'm able to paint a face in that gold. Because I'm gonna have to move some of that gold. I should have found like, let me see if I can find a gold face on Pinterest as a reference. Golden portrait. Golden face. I guess that could work. I'm on Pinterest right now, just trying to see if there's something I can find that could help me. I'm not seeing a ton right now. Stay with me. Maybe this. Maybe this. Copy that. So, whoops. I have this reference. I might try to use that, but with the other portrait. Political cartoon. Imagine using a real model as a reference. Everything you painted, like the ancients. Yeah. I guess the reference of faces would be their sketch notebook painting. Yes, of course, it would be their stuff, but also like, I don't think you saw a lot of people painting like golden face at the time. You know, the references that we have today help us also like to push the boundaries of what we can do with art. If you're looking at like the 1800, you know, they don't paint robots, they don't paint dinosaurs, they don't paint dragons. Well, maybe they paint dragons if you look at Asia, but not with the understanding of what a dinosaur is and the merge of those two, I guess. Certain times brings us different knowledge, right? And then we push the boundaries with that. Alright, let me see how I can do this. Alright, I'm just gonna give it a try and see. The idea is to not get stuck into like details before before I understand a little bit more the volume of things. So ultimately, that's why I wanna try. And I'm not gonna aim for having perfect metallic like metallic how do you call it, texture, I guess, but just kind of like getting inspired of the shapes, because I've been having a lot of fun these days with, I'm gonna have to add some pink in there as well later. Just gonna keep the colors for now. But I've been having a lot of fun these days with like just kind of painting like more rough, which allows me to experiment more, and it gives cool results. Like the painting that I did before that, like this one, like I just went through it, and this one was easier because I was painting reference, and here I'm kind of merging two reference together and complicated ones, but who knows, I might be able to do it. So the way I'm thinking about it is more like what part of the face would catch the light, and I'm trying to like, yeah, push the light there to help. And I don't think it's going to be like realistic, but it might still look cool. It might still look cool. Is there a daily challenge that's currently ongoing? Yes, it's called the Daily 5 Challenge. That's what I'm doing today. We have a prompt every day. The prompt of today is Golden Heart. And that's what I'm doing. In August, what is the app? I'm using Photoshop. Jeffrey, I'm sure they could have paid for model time. It was probably really hard to sit still for a long though. Yeah, I think that's what they were doing. They were doing like quick sketches of their models, and then quick sketches of the lighting and whatnot, and that was the references. So the model didn't have to stay there for like 20 hours. I think they had like sessions, basically. Let's see. It starts looking like something. Starting to have a face on that thing. Maybe I'm gonna push it a little bit more for the shapes. But what I'm concerned about right now is I definitely need to put some pink in there to fit the environment. Thank you, Avalav, for the compliment. Yeah, I really like the previous illustration that I did too. It really got me inspired to create that series. Like I was saying, I want to do that playing card series. So I'm excited about that. Alright, I think I'm going to start adding some pink into there. Just going to take that, put that on a color dodge layer. And whoops, maybe not a color dodge, a overlay. Maybe darker? No. think that's okay. So alright, so that's looking a little bit more in its environment. Even though it doesn't make total sense. It kind of makes sense. Alright. Thank you guys for joining live. Excalibur, Venezuela, how you doing? And yeah, you like the heart on the previous one? Yeah, I had a ton of fun doing this one. This was just super fun. This one is different. I'm gonna have to just rely on my general knowledge, like you find different reflections to different places. And hopefully it will make sense at the end a little bit. The software is Photoshop, yes. So yeah. If you want to participate, I encourage you to share your work in the tribe. I can't promise I'm able to see everything all the time, but I do keep my eye in the tribe to see what's done during those challenges. And yeah, that's always super fun. But the cool thing is you'll be able to also participate with everybody else, which ultimately is the goal of a community. No, I'm on Mac. I don't use Windows. So yeah. So yeah, the playing card thing. My thinking is I want to do what Ted 100 did. Do you guys know Ted 100? Let me know if you know Ted 100. He's another artist on YouTube. He did a playing card, and he basically brought the audience to participate with him to the creation of the deck card, and it was super interesting. And I thought I could do the same, but with my style, and kind of like have this conversation with you guys and create a deck of cards. I don't know if I'm gonna sell it, to be honest. I don't have the reach that he has. He has almost like 1 million followers on YouTube, so he made quite a bit of money with his deck of cards. I think he made millions of dollars. I don't expect to do this. I just want to do it for me, really. But I thought it would be fun as a community event at the same time. And Jeffrey, that's really looking good. I like the incorporation of the face. It's really a win. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's getting there slowly. I think the idea is, like I said, if you don't go into details too much, and you just use some of like the shapes and the patterns, you know, like you have a bit of light here, and then dark here, and then some orange, and then you start mixing those things within the face. It doesn't have to be 100% realistic, and it's gonna start looking like, and of course if you want to push it to like, you know, perfect rendering, that's where you're gonna have a hard time. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it rough, so it's still going to make sense without look like it's out of place. And I'm gonna add texture to it, which will help as well. And that's what I'm realizing a lot more these days is I used to try to push my rendering really smooth as possible with the perfect lighting. And if you start having a hard time with it, it becomes twice as hard. But if you keep it with like a little bit of texture, you're able to do a lot more art faster. It's going to still look like you're going to give that effect, but without having to like suffer in the process, basically. Is it better to share it on Instagram or on Discord? Discord, 100%. Discord, 100%. It's a smaller community over there. It's much easier for me to see things over there. So yeah. Also, I'm having a ton of fun with like this new style that I'm trying to develop and cultivate, where I treat my paintings like collages almost, where I'm thinking about all these different things that I can incorporate into the visual. A little bit like I did with the heart, basically the previous one. Like I added like the arrows and the little heart at the bottom, and then the band-aids, and then the portrait. And I'm definitely going to add more stuff to this one here. Just need to see how I can do this first. And the lighting that the balloon has comes from the top, which is completely opposite to the reference portrait that I have, so just having a hard time kind of like breaking down the patterns of light. But I think it's getting there slowly. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think it looks already kind of okay. Places where I'll put like details will be the eyes, but I think I'm already good now. I think I'm gonna start painting on top of the lines maybe. And I'll move the reference on the other side, so it's not in the way. Let's keep pushing that. Put on top of the lines. Political cartoon. The overlay you did was fabulous. Turn the gold into softer to match the skin of arms. Shoulder pinkish, low opacity. Yeah. I think it was needed. This layer right there. And make sure that things goes together. You know, it's important when you're playing with a lot of references to think about what's the ambient light. That's exactly what I did here. It's just adding that little pink, and now it does two things. It makes sure that it looks like it's part of the environment, and when you put any color, in this case pink, over everything, it's going to create harmony with your color schemes. So that's what I did here. Alright, so comes the very hard task of trying to add details without adding too much details. I'm gonna try to kind of erase a little bit the lines that I have from my sketch. I'm gonna start trying to add more. Almost took them all out, but try to fix the heart here. Yeah, if you have any questions about any time, please. I'm here to help, so don't be shy. Let me know. Oops, sorry. When I start zooming in Instagram, sometimes I lose track of the screen recording and what you see and what I don't. I apologize for this. Like, I want to start softening some stuff, but I don't want to soften too much because otherwise it's going to look just wrong, really. So the colors I'm putting here, I'm really just trying. This is so much more trial and error than knowing what I'm doing. I'm really just guessing a bunch of stuff, and I think if you find yourself sometimes blocked trying to create some specific effects like this one, it's normal to just kind of like let go of your expectation and try a few things. But so far so good, I think. I mean, you let me know, but I think it's starting to look like something. I'm just trying to think about like all the different small reflections that may occur at some places. Putting the right contrast too, because when you paint metal, what happened is all the little crevasses between the eyes or whatever, they're getting all these different colors, you know, like they will get the orange and the black and the yellow here, but all into like small cracks here. So I'm trying to think about these, like as they're turning away, they should try to get all of these, because I'm thinking about it like it's a sculpture basically, right? And I try a few things because I'm not 100% sure how to do it necessarily. Which area of art you think is the most hardest to approach? If by area you mean like different skills, I guess. I think for me it's perspective. Perspective is still the one that I'm having the hardest time with, and perspective is on everything. So is light and coloring, but perspective will really help you with convey the illusion of form, which ultimately helps a lot on so many different things. Portraiture, landscape, you name it, really. It's on everything. So perspective for me is definitely the skill that requires to spend more time on it on an everyday basis, really. If you're struggling with perspective, you will struggle with everything. But you don't need to have a ton of perspective to start making sense to a lot of things. Like I'm not the best in perspective, far from it. But I know enough to get my way around. Basic principles will really do just a good job. And then you want to brush on light theory, color theory. These things will serve you the best by far to create things from imagination, but also from observation. Because once you understand the subject more deeply, even painting from observation, like I was saying, will definitely help. So there's that. Hopefully that answered your question. Starting to like this one. It's kind of cool. Gonna add some more details to the eyes, and then I'm gonna zoom out and try to think about the entire composition. Because I want to add some more stuff to this, to the composition. I think that's cool with the reflections is really, I don't think much of what I'm doing right now makes sense, but it still looks okay. To me, to my eyes at the very least. Sometimes I surprise myself doing things that I never thought I'd be able to do, and just find a way. I love to approach every painting like a puzzle, really. Trying to find solution to it all. So it's this rose gold tones. Yeah, it is. I think I need to add some orange to some places to make sure that kind of fits together a little bit more. Maybe not too much though. Maybe too much. Might add put more pink there instead. What can we do to strengthen our perspective? Is it daily drawing? So here's my tip when it comes to anything that you want to do. If you want to strengthen your skills, try to incorporate it into things that you like. This is what I created the Daily 5 Challenge, by the way. And if you go start downloading the kits, I think there's a step-by-step somewhere that I show how to incorporate lighting, perspective, and coloring to the Daily 5 to kind of push your skills little by little. And the idea is that instead of making a bunch of cubes and get bored out of it, not that cubes don't help, they do help, but if you get bored out of something, ultimately you won't continue doing it. You want to incorporate those things into like your sketches that you're doing for bigger projects that you'll have fun doing it. If you join the DPA, which is my academy, this is exactly how I build my classes over there. In one of the sketching classes, I basically show to my students how to incorporate perspective in the sketch, so that you're doing something that you like, but at the same time, you're learning a little bit about perspective. And if you do this for like everything that you create, portraits, landscape, objects of whatever, any kind of concept that you have, right? Over time, you'll get better. Now that's like the gentle way, if I can call it this way. There's the brute way that I think most other artists and teachers are teaching out there. And it's like, all right, do a bunch of cubes for like months and months and months. And you will ultimately learn perspective. And you might learn it faster this way. But what I realized over time, teaching literally thousands of people at this point, is that if you don't like what you're doing, you won't stick with it. So it's no point for me to tell you to do 1,000,000 cubes, and then by the 1,000,000 cubes you'll get better, because yeah, you will. But if you quit in the process, then there's no point. And I think there's a lot of people that do that. They just, even if they're painting, they're kind of quitting in the sense of like trying. Because I think a lot of people do art for not just getting better, but because they need it as like a self-therapy of some sort, right? I know it's the case for me. I don't paint just because it's my job or make money or whatever. I do it because I love it and it makes me feel good, and that feeling just helps as a source of therapy for me. So yeah. Excalibur, this paint is in Photoshop. Yes, it is Photoshop. Thanks for the beard brushes, helped me a lot. Oh, well, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. So yeah, trying to push this one just a little bit more. And then I'm going to start adding other things to it. But there's a few more reflections that I can probably add. Like the mouth here, and maybe there's something there, and something there, and whatnot. Yeah. For the people on Photoshop, on YouTube, I mean, if you have any question, please let me know. It's funny because when I started to do the Daily 5 lives, I used to have a lot more people on YouTube, and now these days I found myself having conversations with a lot of you guys on Instagram, which I think is super fun. I'm just curious why. Maybe the algorithm of YouTube is not helping. Who knows? So yeah. Yeah. So I was talking about shapes earlier, and I'm gonna try to do something now, which is basically to play with the lighting that I already have, and I call that the technique that I'm gonna do in a second. Sorry, I'm getting stuck into like adding more detail. It's a Andrew Loomis inspired technique, in the sense that he kind of does that. He creates like textures within his realism, and I've been trying to do this more and more, and I kind of really like it. So I'm going to do that in a second to this. Flower Bloom. I wanted to let you know that God loves you. Well, thank you so much. To share the gospel. All right, cool. Trust inspiration. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it. But let's keep things art related, please. Okay. Let's keep things art related, please. So let's keep pushing this portrait. So yeah, so now that I have this, I think I got a pretty good base here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use in between the light and shadow, and I'm going to do that another layer to make sure I don't, but I'm going to start doing these kind of hatching lines. And I'm going to try a few places because it doesn't always work, but just a little bit. Just a little bit like this to kind of add some texture to it. And I love the way it looks. And not to lie, it also helps to render things in a way that it looks like he added a lot more details than he actually did. And that works pretty well. So it's like just in between every transition, you add a few lines, and it helps to soften the edges without using too much soft brush. And not to lie, I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm just gonna keep doing it a little bit. And then I'm probably going to open and close the layer and see if it added to the illustration or just made it more complicated, because usually I do it with like less complicated illustrations, and this one being a lot more complicated with a lot of reflections and whatnot. It might be better to have it without it, but I'll see in a second. the hairbrushes in Clip Studio are not working well. Yeah, unfortunately, it's hard for me to, or to any artist really, to create brushes that will work perfectly in every software. But I know there's ways, because there's a lot of people in the community that are using it. So your best bet is to probably go into the tribe and ask. There's a lot of people using Clip Studio in there. Ask them how they manage the issue, but it might not work exactly the same way. You might have to adjust a few things, but those adjustments usually are not that complicated. It's just moving a few things here and there. So yeah. All right, let's call that texture done. We have before texture. Oh shoosh, I think I put a few layers together. All right, I guess the texture stays then. I'm gonna try to push it a little bit more. So yeah, just trying to make sure that these transitions have the right details. That's interesting so far. So yeah, holiday upon us. Who here is a fan of the holiday season? For the past few years, I used to have holiday challenges, and they never did well. But I'm not gonna do it this year. But I'm still very excited about the holiday, especially now that I'm a father. Can't wait to be able to spend yeah, the holiday season with the family. Moondog, Adobe Fresco is close to Photoshop. Has anyone tried it yet? I tried it a while ago, but I can't remember. I don't think I liked it much compared to Procreate, unfortunately. And even though Procreate is not perfect, for what it does it pretty well. And this painting is starting out beautifully. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm having a good time with it. I think I'm in a place in my art journey where I feel like more experimental, and it's paying off. So if I have an advice to give to anybody, is try something new. You never know where it's going to bring you. Because for real, I'm not joking when I'm saying when I started this live, I never thought it would get that nice. I'm really happy with it, actually. I don't show enough excitement, I guess. But yeah, this is looking pretty good, and I'm gonna add some stuff to it. I'm just trying to polish a little bit more. But I want to treat it like I was saying, like a collage a little bit. I've been following a new artist. His name is Alvaro something Escobar, and he does. You know what? Maybe I can find it on my phone real quick. Let's see. It's Alvaro Escobar Fuentes. Alvaro Escobar Fuentes. And he does these amazing illustration where he had a lot of texture to it, even like adds what would you call it, like photo bashing with cool graphic elements. And it just brought me back from a place when I started my art journey as a graphic designer, and the way I was approaching my painting was a lot more experimental. I didn't do it for like a long time, but for a while I would just add like photo bashing to my illustration and just kind of like treat them as more graphic elements into it. And I want to get back to that. And kind of like find a style that I'm happy to work and create more things. Maybe I'll get into t-shirt prints. I don't know if that's something that I could be good at, because I did it for a few years. I worked for a company in Canada called Buffalo Jeans, and was one of my first jobs as a graphic designer. It was to make those t-shirt prints for that company. But at the time it was a lot more graphic. I was putting images from the web together and kind of create this. But now I could create something that's closer to what Ted Hundred does, which is like he has like a very nice business of doing his own illustration and then put that on prints. And I think I would love to do that. Harsna, by the way, thank you. I recovered my passion for drawing. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Because I'm certainly want to be there for all of you guys that, you know, need some little boost. I think when we're like young, we're doing a lot of art, and then we get older and we just kind of push that away, except if you're doing that professionally. And it's like, I think it's like everything, like depending on like who's around you when you're growing old, they will make you understand certain beliefs. My family was definitely very art oriented, but school was not, you know, and that's the reason why I decided ultimately to go into graphic design at the beginning, because I thought, oh, that would be like merging the two worlds together. But if I had been like well instructed, probably I would have went for like something a little bit more artistic. Then again, we're talking about like more than 20 years ago, and my memory of it was that like the 3D industry was not what it is today. To go into 3D and do these cool things at a time that I thought was super awesome, it was super expensive, and I wanted to do 3D because it was getting like super popular, and I couldn't, and I never saw 2D as in like concept art or whatever illustration a viable like way for me to, I don't know, become professional. But I wish I did. I would enjoy it a lot more than graphic design. Vyasna, you say you're still very slow at drawing, but still practicing. That's all you can wish for, really. You don't have to be fast at it. I'm very slow too, you know, all things compared. There's a lot of artists out there, young and new, that are much faster, much better, you know. I think I made a reel the other day about this, and just a reminder to everybody that comparing yourself is pointless, and never a good idea. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with this now. Let's see what we can add it to it. I had these very cool images. I think that was my inspiration, actually, you know, like these sketches here. I wanted to make like a face with this, but I wanted to add the metal to make it just that more complicated. So let's add, you know, maybe tears and daggers into it and something like that. That could be super cool. And let's see if we can do it in a more graphic way. I'm just going to try. So I'm still taking like playing cards. So I'm gonna add some diamonds shapes, maybe tears. And I'm thinking, what's the colors I could add on that? Probably I could either stay with an analogous color, which would be like in the blues, or go with a complementary color in the greens, or maybe on the other side towards the yellows. What to do, not too sure. Maybe I'm gonna keep this one like more like analogous style. Hey, hi Shrumbit, how you doing? Did you just arrive? Oof. I'm on medication right now because I have a stomach bug, and it's a pretty serious one that gotta get rid of. Apparently it's something very common that a lot of people have but never know. I don't remember the name of it, but all that to say that I'm like on a bunch of pills to kill it, and the pills, their after effect is they make you want to puke, which is exactly how I feel right now, unfortunately, a little bit. It's like super tough on my stomach. I got some super strong antacids to counter the effect of it all. I don't wish that to nobody. But thanks to modern science, because that thing could lead to cancer otherwise, so I'm pretty happy that there's a remedy for it. You know what I could do? I could try to put that in red and see if that ties it up with the theme of the cards. Yeah, I think that's much better actually. Yeah, I'm just arrived thinking about the election last night. Right. Are you in the States from a bit? Yeah. Yeah. I didn't follow completely. I know Trump won with a very high majority. So yeah. I'm not gonna start talking politics here. Let's just push more. I feel like the nose here, I don't like the way it is. I'm gonna try to push that a little bit differently, maybe. It's just maybe having still a little bit more. Let's read the small details that are like the hardest, because I want to repeat all of these little reflections, but I don't have. Let's see what my reference had. Yeah, a little bit of pink. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for a bit. Yeah, you'll be able to see the replay after that from a bit, to be able to check the the replay. Because I explained my process on how I think about going there for the metallic objects. It is complicated, but at the same time, if you can simplify it, it makes things easier. Like I started with a reference picture of a heart, and then I kind of merge things and find another reference. And it's like you mix information, both the information that you understand from lighting, from painting metal, from the reference that you're looking at, and you put all of that together, and it creates something cool at the end if you're lucky. I think I'm there right now. I think it's looking pretty cool. I just need to tie up the illustration with more just with more fun objects. This is what I'm trying to do. So this one is called Golden Heart. We have the Golden Heart, it's already there. And I wanted to see maybe I could add some band-aids like I did with the first one. I was inspired by this heart here with the band-aids. And maybe we can add another one. She's like, the heart is crying here, so why not? It could make sense. Maybe I can use even like a very bright color for the band-aid and create something more like graphic elements to it. I might also try to create like a more squarish style. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, letting me know that you love it. So yeah, maybe if I take this and duplicate it and turn it on the side, just like that. And then I'm going to put those two together, and I'm going to transform it, and I'm going to use the warp tool here and kind of just see if I'm able to, yeah, just kind of shrink a little bit the things, create a little bit more perspective to it. It doesn't have to be too much on the perspective, but sometimes when you just squish things a little bit, it makes it look better. That's pretty good. I might put it on the side a little bit and then delete that edge here, that corner there. And now it feels like it's on top of it. All I have to do is kind of make sure that it feels like it's 3D, adding a little shadow. And that's where like understanding lighting is important. Because now I'll be able to try to make this one like just look a little bit more 3D by adding just slightly bit of lighting on it. And if you understand enough light theory, then you'll be able to make these details without even a reference picture. It's nothing super complicated that I'm doing here. But you still need to, yeah, to understand a little bit lighting theory to kind of, yeah, push those shapes. So yeah, I'm gonna create also a kind of a shadow on the side, like there's like an occlusion shadow of some sort, which will sit the band-aid on that balloon a little bit better. Make it feel just a little bit more 3D. Whoops, let's push that more here. Pushing pixels, pretty much. I might just push that a little bit more on the edge. How's that looking? That's kind of cool-ish, right? Let's see if I can add just more light to it a little bit. And I might just take those two together and see if the color is right, or should I do a little bit more of a tone on tone? You know what, let me create a duplicate of that. And I'll make you guys vote. I'm gonna desaturate it, this one. I think it's better desaturated. Let me play with the light too, like an actual like Band-Aid color looking. Let me know what's better, this or this. So let's call it A. So that's going to be A. That's A, whoops. A. Let's not paint on it. That's Jesus. That's A. And that's whoops. That's B. Let me know what you guys prefer, A or B. I think I'll go with A, but I'm curious to know. And then I'm gonna add some more stuff to it. I think I want to add a real heart, just to make it like a little bit more like edgy and borderline, not creepy, but just like gory a little bit. All right, so far I got 1A and 1B. I need more voters. A or B? A or B? Let me know what you guys prefer. A or B? Waiting a little, because you never know. For the new joiners, we're trying to vote between A or B. What looks better? A or B? All right, we've got two A's. Two A's, one B. It's a 66 versus 33%. Yes, I know my math. Well, it's missing 1% somewhere, but you know. So far A. Waiting just a little bit more. Take it once, take it twice. All right, here it is. Kablamo. I'm going to add. Now I gotta be on YouTube now, and another B. Oh, aye. You guys. So more B's now. Delays. I like be more graphic, but A is nice if you don't want it as evident. Yeah, that's my thinking. You know, I feel like it's just I love that the tears are very graphic and they show, but they're very subtle compared to the Band-Aid. All right, let's go with B. You guys said B. Let's go with B. I'll keep it on a separate layer so I can change it later if I change my mind. But right now what I want to do, I know I created a sketch earlier of a heart. Let me go find it. There it is. And I'm going to add that, and I think that's going to be super cool. And that's kind of like the new, I don't know, the new style that I'm trying to develop, where it's like just a little bit more edgy. So I want to create a real heart like this one on the illustration. Wow, those pills are not sitting well on me today. Make me want to puke. Let's push through. Let's push through. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go with like a base that it's complementary, but stay within the colors. Or maybe I'm gonna go just with like the red, actually. Like an actual red, flesh tones and all of that. All right, that's gonna be the base. And you are man, says B2, so I guess B was definitely the winner. All right, good. Let's put some quick color shifts, I guess, there. I want to get something like a little bit of blues in there, and like in the whatever it's called, that thing. And then there is different tones that are a little bit more into the, I guess, yellows maybe. So just adding these different variations. And then let's go for a little bit less saturated. This is good. Yeah, just thinking about the lighting that I want. Do I want front lighting or side lighting? Let's go with side lighting. And I'm gonna go directly with, whoops. So I'm gonna use textures right away. And that might help me to just render the form with more ease from the get-go. So I'm just thinking about how the form goes, and you can see, like, here's the thing about perspective, right? So sometimes understanding perspective doesn't mean you're able to make cubes. Just the way I place my strokes here, I'm thinking about perspective. You know, you have the curve that goes into that direction here, and then as it goes here a little bit more straight, and then when it turns here it goes into that direction, because this is a cylinder, and that cylinder has, you know, a 3D shape basically, and you get that by just understanding a little bit more 3D and perspective. So I'm just adding these kind of like texture side. I might use a soft round brush as an eraser after that to kind of like make it feel like it's just actually rounded. I'm just deleting the sides and bam, it already looks a little bit more 3D. We have, I'll make sure that that's on this. We have definitely a little bit of a shadow on that side. I'm going to just do a quick selection. Something like that. And I'm going to use just a darker color for now. maybe towards the blues a little. Yeah, towards the purple a little. Maybe darker. And then later on, I'm gonna add some reflection to mimic the color, not the color, but the lighting going back on this. But for now, let's just keep pushing. I'm gonna use this color now to round up the shapes a little bit. A little bit more. Let's push that. Let's push that. These cracks here could have a little bit more of, and let's push that. Like the texture that I'm putting too, like understanding perspective again. I'm trying to think about how these muscles, because yeah, those are muscles, they're kind of turning into the light, and then I kind of do my brush stroke into these directions essentially. Something like that. And I'll be adding like some bright highlights on top of that after that, and it's going to make the trick, I think. Let's see what I can do with these, this reflection here. So we would have something like that, and something like that, and we have a little bit of a reflection here. Maybe even something like that. And so it feels like the heart reflects the environment. That should be darker here. Maybe receive also lights a little bit there, kind of. And let's see if the placement could be changed here. I'm not sure where to place it. I think this is actually okay. Maybe it doesn't go there. Maybe that heart is not necessary to this illustration actually, but let's just render it anyway. And I want to say hi to Avalav. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being live with me. So yeah, let's remove these lines. Love the overall painting, bandage especially, had a nice touch. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this too. Kind of like doubting if the real heart here makes sense. Not that it doesn't make sense. It kind of makes sense based on that storytelling, but I feel like maybe I'm just, I don't know. I'm not done yet. I'll see in a minute. Just going to add some texture here. Essentially what I'm doing here with this is I'm blending this reflection together, and it adds a little bit of texture, and at the same time, it makes sure that my my edges are not so sharp. Same thing here. Yeah, thank you for everyone that's still joining with me. I know in some part of the world it's getting late now. Let me know if you're in the States. Because I know if you're in the States, it's getting late right now. And I'm assuming everybody is like very concentrated on the election in the States, so if you're not there, I understand. I understand. I might add just a bit more bright tones on that heart. And I'm probably just going to finish it up with some super bright highlights. I'm gonna go with 2 colors highlights, which means that I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with something like that. And then I'm gonna add white on it. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks okay, I think. Melbourne, 2:30. That's a good time. That's a good time. It is 10:30 a.m. for me, Thailand. Which is pretty good as well, I think. You know what? I'm gonna put the highlights just a little bit more here. And just a few more there. Just a few more there. All right. The heart looks so juicy. Yeah, I know. Makes you want to take a big old bite out of it. like it's a gummy bear. Yeah. That's exactly what I want it to look like. Make me want to squish it. Yeah, I totally understand that. I'm gonna try to see if I just put like something here to separate. No, I might just keep it like this. It's always like the time where I'm like, I want to add more texture, more fun stuff to it, and you feel a little paralyzed because you're like, you don't know if you want to mess it all up. Trying to look if there's something else we can add to this. I like these things. Maybe there's like a. Okay, let me try something. I'm gonna add a new layer. I'm gonna take a. What happens if I add some just brushy stroke of white? Is that looking cool? No, that kills it. That flats it. Maybe I could add a shadow behind the heart, like she's like in front of a wall or something. Maybe that could do something fun. Let me see. Would that work? How would I do this? Whoopsie. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Let me remove this here. And whoopsie. Let me move that here. There we go. Where was I? Let's try to add a darker shadow. Does that work? Sort of. Not really. Well, it's on top of the coat here. Does that work? Nah, that doesn't work. That's okay. Maybe some more references to hearts. I could have like a pattern of something in the back. Your man, it's 9:30. I guess it's 9:30 at night. That makes sense. Let me see. Can I create a heart pattern with maybe a tone on tone? Of some sort. Shadow on the left shoulder. Moondog, you say shadow on the left shoulder. Not quite sure what you mean by that. Is it misplaced? Let me know. Let's see. How do we create a pattern now quickly? How about I show you guys something? I'm going to create a new layer. A new document. This document, I'm going to put it 500 by 500. Bam. That's what we're going to create right there. We're going to create ourselves a new brush. I'm going to put it on the side real quick. Take my heart, put it in there, kind of create that. I'll make sure to delete what's over here. That's perfect. Let's do this. Bam. I'm gonna put it into black because all I want is the brush. And I'm going to make that tighter. And now I'm gonna go to where is it again? I don't remember. Define brush preset. Oh, I could go define pattern. What's better? Pattern? I don't know, let's try. If I do OK, and now I have a pattern, and if I go on this, and I use the fill tool, wait, where is it? Yeah, right, it is the bucket paint, and now I'm using pattern, and I'm going to take that heart, and I'll make sure to take out that heart here, and boom, just like that, created a pattern. Now this pattern, of course, is the wrong color, but let's put that to multiply, and then just, and now the cool thing is that theoretically I should be able to play with this. Maybe not. Maybe not. Let's just keep it as is. Moondog, you say right shoulder. Yes. Or what about the right shoulder? The shadow is not correct on it. Yes. You're right. It's been done a little fast. I could come and modify that a little. You guys let me know what you think about the why is the music stopped? Let me know what you think about the overall pattern image. I'm going to try to wrap it up in the next 20 minutes as I'm putting some new beat. All right, let's try to change that shoulder a little. Oops. Okay. Not too sure. Okay. I think that's sort of kind of better. The background is distracting. But at the same time, it's kind of what I like. I understand what you're saying by distracting, but I'm aiming for more graphic design look than concept art here. But I can try a few different things afterwards. Let me just try to see if I can make sure that I add the right color for the shoulder. do, do, do. Now the heart is standing out with the darker shoulder. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. See, that's the power of having an audience helping you painting something. Sometimes, you know, you get stuck into like focus mode and you focus on like the things that you forget everything else on the illustration. So thank you for the feedback. Appreciate it. All right, distracting background, you're saying, huh? Maybe you're right. I think it feels empty without it. So I don't know. I'm conflicted. Let's see if I create a pattern, but I made it a new layer. I put on a new layer, I believe. I know there's a way to, I don't remember how to do it, but I know there's a way to modify the pattern to make it smaller, bigger. I used to have that, I just don't remember how to do it now. Maybe it was an Illustrator. Maybe it was an Illustrator. Even that, I think that there's something super interesting about this. Of course, it gets distracting, but I think that's the idea of like having a very bold. I even like the black and white here. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. This obviously doesn't work, but it's kind of cool. Conflicted. I might sleep on it. What else can we add so quickly? Got another 13 minutes. Looking at my mood board here and whatever I have on this. It can be a look. What do you mean, Shrumbit? It can be a look. What do you mean by it can be a look? Again, there's a bunch of stuff I could add, but I'm kind of having a blank here. I like the heart. I think it's pretty cool. Like this is what the original that I did. I think the golden heart here really helps to just add the contrast that it's missing here. It's missing like a punch element of some sort. And that's where like I'm trying to push. I almost had it with the background, the distracting background, says Shumbit. Yeah, you know what, that's what I'm thinking, you know, like there's something there with like either that or that. It reminds me of like Andy Warhol style, you know, like very graphic, bold. I don't know, conflicted. I don't know. I think I'm gonna sleep on it. I'll finish it later. I don't know. And that's a contrast of some sort, don't you think? Tough. Still don't know what to add. Like it could be that, or you know, I'm just going to go big and bold here and fetch one of my graffiti brushes. Lighter hard background, you say, huh? Like very light, like this. You mean? Yeah, that kind of cool. It's still missing a punch. That's my idea. And I feel like it's missing like a, I don't know, like a punch of color. And thanks, Conch Digital, that loves the specular highlights on the heart. Yeah, that was super fun to do. Super satisfying to add. Here, like, you know, like I want to add like something bold here. Could be like as simple as just like something like that, you know, and it kind of ties it up a little bit. I don't know, that's the new style, like I was saying, that I'm trying to develop slowly, and I know I'm not there yet, but I don't know, I want to experiment, let myself loose a little bit more, and go away from the concept art, but get closer to more like graphic style of doing things. So yeah, like, I don't know, there's something there. What do you guys think about this like splash thingy there? And the other thing, like, now that I have that, now I'm questioning the color of the Band-Aid, where it could be just less punchy. No, I think the punch is there. But what I don't like then, it's just that it's the same color as the Diamond Tears, and it could be just slightly different. The left on the canvas has more subject than the right side. Yeah, I agree. The composition is unbalanced right now. That's why, like, I still have some work to be done on this. I don't think I'll have the time to finish it all today, though. Maybe something like purple. I don't know. Tough one. I don't know. I might have to play with it a little bit. But yeah, it's missing like a few elements. Like if I were to like just sketch some stuff right now and just, couldn't fit because the show bounding rectangle is empty. Yeah, okay. Like you can tell, maybe there's something in the reflection also of the face here. Like, I don't know, yeah, it's missing stuff. Like it could be as simple as adding like just a graphic element there. That is as simple as like just a little bit. There's something to play with. A turquoise background. I'm not sure about that. I would have to modify a few things if I do that. No, I cannot do this because the heart reflects all the ambient colors. So the background needs to stay the same color, otherwise I have to change the colors of everything. But there's definitely something that needs to be changed. It could be even the heart. Like I'm going to merge that heart all together and see if I can like play with the heart color and create like a more graphic, I don't know. There's some trial and error to be done here. I don't think I'll do it with you guys. But thank you so much for the feedback, guys. I super appreciate it. I'll see if I am able to finish that later today or this week. I definitely like some elements from it, not everything. But there's definitely there's something cool about it. There's something cool about it. Like even the hard background, I'm starting to doubt it. I don't know. I think I need a fresher mind, so I'm gonna take a break out of it and check it later. We have some delay on YouTube. We're making the heart white work for the background. Yeah, maybe. And Laura says black and white. Yeah, I agree. The black and white had something there. I don't know. You know. I think it's my fear of missing it out and messing it up. Because yeah, I think the black and white, there's something cool to it. It's very graphic. It looks like a street art, which is what I ultimately kind of like. I'm gonna sleep on it, and I'll come back at you with the final version in a few days. Thank you so much for everybody that joined. If you want to participate in the challenge, easy. If you're on Instagram right now, you can just put D5 in the chat, I believe. I think I set up an automation in the live as well. Otherwise, any comment on any of the posts, if you put D5, as in the letter D and then 5 together, I'm going to send you an invite to the challenge, as well as a set of brushes completely for free. You'll have the rules and everything on how to participate. We are doing this in the tribe. That's the Discord channel. Having a ton of fun seeing your work every week, every month. I'll be sure to try to post my art. I kind of did a bunch this month, but I haven't posted anything yet, so I'll remind myself to do so. And yeah, thank you so much for everybody that was there with me today. Always appreciate to connect with you guys. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week, same time. Conchi Digital, I just saw you put D5. Let me know right now, please, if you can, if the automation works. I would love to know. And hope you have a good day as well. Shroombit, thank you for joining. So yeah, everybody that's putting D5, let me know if it works. If it doesn't work on the live, definitely going to work on any of the posts. Just put D5 there, it's going to work for sure. You'll receive an automation DM from me. Back now, though, now, not the punchy. Yeah, I know, I agree, Laura. I can't wait to the final version. Thanks. Yeah, I agree. The graphic here doesn't work now. It's kind of like too much. There's something to be a workaround for sure. Automation works. Awesome. Thank you so much for letting me know. All right, you guys, I'll let you go. I'll talk to you in the community. Have a great rest of the week and happy painting as usual. All right.